Hi Humber and Guelph Humber students, it's Rochelle here from Ignite, and I'm here to talk to Tyler Oakley, YouTube sensation and activist. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
No problem. So you started your YouTube channel back in 2007, and to date you have over 7 million subscribers. Did you ever expect your YouTube channel to blow up to this extent?
Absolutely not. That was never even on my radar. I don't think I've ever really had a video that went viral in the sense of like what you would think a viral video is. And so it's been a really slow, steady 13-year growth. And it never crossed my mind that it could be what it is today, but I am grateful. And it's weird because it's like every year I have no clue what the next year will be, but I'm just enjoying the ride.
That's awesome. So you graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Communication, Marketing, and Social Media from the Michigan State University. Is there anything you know now that you wish you had known in your first year of college?
Oh my God, everything. I feel like I knew nothing then. I know a tiny sliver more now, but I don't think I would go back in time and tell my 18-year-old self any like inside tips. If anything, it happened how it was supposed to happen. And I think I grew as I have been making videos, and it's very bizarre that you can see the growth. Like you can go back in a year and see what I was like at 18 or 20 or 25 or 30 or whatever. But no, I don't think I would go back and tell me anything. I feel like it happened how it was supposed to happen.
Yeah, just sort of figured it out as you went.
Yes, yeah.
Perfect. Well, what tips would you give any current or recent grads of media programs that are looking to make an online presence in the way that you have?
If I had to give some tips to anybody looking to like start their own media empire, whether it's like making videos or figuring out what your brand is, or whatever platform you want to use, whatever you want, you should start it today. Whether it's like being a YouTuber, whether it's being a blogger, a podcast, whatever, you need to just start, because you will keep putting it off. There's never the right time, or you'll never get it right the first time. You just have to start and grow as you can continue to create, learn from what you mess up, and every time just get like a little bit better. Yeah, my number one piece of advice is just start.
I guess that's the first step in any situation.
Yeah, it's sometimes so daunting because people think, oh, well, I don't have the right camera, so I'm gonna wait for that. Or, oh, I don't have the right lighting yet, so I have to like get that perfect first. Or like all of these little stupid like qualifiers for what makes you ready. You'll always move the goalpost, and you'll always keep thinking, oh, well, I need to do this first, or I need to but nobody has it perfect. And I feel like the people that I love the most, it's not because their lighting is good or their sound is good or whatever is good. It's like, yes, that makes it more enjoyable, but like I gravitate toward people as creators who are creating because they love to create. And it doesn't have to be any more complex than that. If you want to create, create.
For sure. That's a great piece of advice. So obviously social media has a huge impact on a lot of people. And almost to an extent where it can control our lives a little bit. How do you think people can diversify their timelines or their feeds to maintain a more healthy social platform?
That is, I think, the number one key to enjoying the internet is like being the curator of what you're consuming. And so when people are like, oh, I don't really like Twitter, I'm like, oh, you don't know how to find people that you would enjoy. That's what I'm understanding. Or when they don't like TikTok or YouTube or whatever it might be, they haven't enjoyed the experience they've created for themselves on those platforms. So it's being really conscious of what you're consuming. If you follow a bunch of negative people that complain and get in drama all the time, that's the experience you're gonna have, and that's the person that you are going to kind of become as a part of that community. And so being really conscious of who you follow, whether it's, people on Twitter that complain all the time, that changes how you interact with the world. And then also thinking about okay, the internet is an incredible place to interact with people that you never would have been able to. So why not take advantage of that? And why not add people that maybe are different perspectives than you, maybe are on opposite sides of the political spectrum as you, or just to kind of understand and see how other people see the world. It doesn't mean you have to agree with everyone you follow, but it helps you navigate the world as it is, not just your little bubble, but a complex and nuanced experience.
Definitely, yeah. Well, kind of building off of that, a lot of the information and news we get comes from social media, along with the entertainment aspects. Given the current state of the media, how do you think we can use social media as a positive tool for furthering communication and advocacy for different issues?
Finding unique perspectives and voices has been eye-opening for me on the internet. It's been, I feel like I learn so much every single day because of who I follow. And one of my biggest takeaways from being active, maybe with social justice or activism in person or however it might manifest, is find the things that you care about, find the people that are creating change in that world, and amplify the people that are doing that work. You don't have to be at the front of the protest line. You don't have to be the person that always creates the tweet. You can amplify those people that have been doing the work, and you can learn from them. That's sometimes just as powerful as trying to be that voice yourself. And online, there are so many ways to find the people that are doing the work. Before the internet, it was really challenging to find those people that care about the same causes as you. You could still do it, but it was a little bit more challenging. Now it's you can find those people, you can connect with them, you can amplify them, you can tweet them directly and ask them questions. And it has never been as accessible as it is now to be an activist. And so you follow what you care about, listen to the people who are amplifying what they care about, and know that you don't have to tackle everything, but if you do tackle what you care about, that maybe there's one passionate cause that you care about, that's what we need everyone to kind of do. If we want all the things to kind of get better, if everyone tries to make something they care about better, I think we can handle all the issues that we need to tackle. But know that it's not all on you. Just do what you care about.
Well, as you mentioned in your chat with Deepa, you have been pretty outspoken and spreading positivity on your platform on YouTube, sort of fostering change and awareness, especially with the LGBTQ plus community. What advice would you give to those who are struggling to find their identity or come out to their friends and family? And on the other side of that, how do you think we as a community can support people who are facing those struggles?
My piece of advice for people figuring out their identity is there's no rush. There's no final answer you have to give. If you feel like you have come to a conclusion as to who you are, but a year from now you are actually, maybe I might be this, you are allowed to grow. You are allowed to explore new parts of yourself, and don't feel confined to delivering an answer to the people around you. It's your own personal journey. You don't have to do it at anybody else's pace. And be patient and gentle with yourself. That is a hard thing to figure out who you are, and to think that you're gonna have it all figured out when you want it to. The universe will say, no, girl, it's gonna take a little bit more work than that sometimes. Finding people on the internet has really helped me come to terms or be more comfortable with myself. Seeing people on YouTube or Twitter and just witnessing how they are has helped me find my own voice. So don't be afraid to just find the people, find your tribe on the internet and learn from them, grow with them, and be okay with things going at your pace. And then for the people that want to be good allies to that experience, know that it is their experience. All any ally should do is be outspoken in being there and creating a positive atmosphere that would allow that person to maybe come out. They don't have to pull them out of the closet. That's like not what you should do at all. Instead, create an environment where that person that might be thinking, oh, is it safe here to be me? It's a no-brainer to them that, oh, of course, that person is an ally. If you consider yourself an ally to the LGBTQ plus community, it should never be a question to anyone around you whether or not you would be safe to them. So you have to be outspoken that you are safe.
That's a great point. So on a different note, you recently started a new IGTV series, Get Fit with Tyler.
I did.
What's your advice for students who want to fit in a workout between their busy schedules, but maybe they're lacking motivation?
I get it. It is like 2020 is a wash. Sometimes I'm like, what am I working out for? I'm not leaving the house for a month. I get it. I understand. I think when it comes to fitness, you have to think about why you want to do maybe getting active or maybe changing your diet or whatever it might be, whatever angle you are approaching health, you have to look at why. And if it is for yourself, that to me is when it's really the most motivating. When I'm trying to get really snatched for a music festival, that's so frivolous, and it's not at the core of why I should pursue health. You know what I mean? It should be because I want to feel better. And I think in my own personal journey with health and fitness, I feel like I have more energy when I'm active. I feel like when I'm jump roping, my newest thing this summer has been jump roping. Jump roping or jumping rope? I don't know, but using a jump rope. It is kind of like my alone time to think with myself, and it's like my meditative state. And everyone has their own things that they like in fitness. Some people like running, some people like jump rope, some people like lifting, whatever it might be. I think whatever it is that is your activity, you'll know it when you do it, because then you start to you get in the zone, you feel like it's meditative in a way. So if you need motivation, know that it's not just about the physicalness of it all. The best fitness activities also let you get the work done in your brain, and you can really have good alone time, good thinking. And once you find that thing, fitness becomes fun, because I feel like I work through so much when I'm doing those activities. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. Well, that actually leads into my next question. Speaking of the why of the exercise, a lot of the narrative around exercise is about reaching society's beauty standards. How can we continue to shift that towards more of it being an act of self-care rather than trying to make yourself look a certain way?
I used to have, when I was younger, a lot of issues when it came to body image, and I had an eating disorder when I was in middle school, and it was something that always, if you've ever dealt with it, it's something that even if you are able to overcome it in a way, it sticks with you, and it creeps up when you least expect it, when you're in the dressing room or when you're getting in the hot tub with all your friends, and all those little things. So knowing that it's a journey, you're not gonna conquer it right away, and also accepting that it's something put onto all of us. It's not something that we are born wishing we were, looking a certain way. It's something that once you start to realize magazines are telling you to look this way, or movies are telling you to look this way, or whatever's telling you to look this way, and when you see that brands thrive and make the most money when they make you feel like you need their product, of course they're gonna wanna make you feel insecure about this or that or whatever. So when you pull back the veil a little bit and you're like, oh, I see what you're doing, beauty, makeup line, whatever, you start to regain control of who gets to tell you what you need to be. Once you see that it's like a little ploy to make you buy something, you're like, oh, I don't really need that. And taking that back and taking ownership of your own personal journey is empowering, and I think it makes you realize like, oh, it's not about the certain size or the certain whatever. It's more about feeling good and comfortable in your skin.
For sure, yeah, that can be really powerful when you realize that you can empower yourself.
I think because we're bombarded with it all day, every day, it is a toughie, and it's something that I struggle with, and it's something that like I have to sometimes take a step back and be like, okay, why am I being so critical of my body right now? And 9 times out of 10, it's because I am consuming something that's telling me that I need to be a certain way. And once you take that like motivation, even if you can't take it out, but once you're aware of it, it changes why you work out. Does it? I feel like, at least for me.
Yeah, no, I get that for sure. So the last few months have been obviously pretty stressful and uncertain for a lot of people, but especially for students with the move to virtual learning and schools closing down. What do you recommend students do for their mental health in these times? How can they care for themselves a bit more?
I can't even imagine. I have a bunch of nieces and nephews that are doing like elementary school right now through Zoom.
Wow.
And it is a wild time. If I had to give advice for mental health, it would be, okay, well now you are looking at a screen so much more because that has to be how you learn now. Take time to just be screenless. It feels so nice. Time passes so much like more pleasantly, and you have control over how your like day unfolds. You'll be surprised at how much you can get accomplished when you just kind of put your phone away. Nothing is exclusive in this second right now happening on Instagram or Twitter. You don't have to like see it in real time as it's happening. You could get it when you have your allotted time. So my piece of advice for mental health is have screenless time.
That's definitely something I need to do more of.
Try turning off notifications. It will change your life. You'll
try
still
it.
see everything. You'll still get all the info. You'll still get it when it's important. And if somebody really needs to get a hold of you, they'll get a hold of you. Like it'll happen. You don't need, yeah. And I'm bad about it too, but it's helpful.
Worth a shot.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Tyler. I know it was great chatting with you, and the students are going to appreciate your thoughtful answers. And
Thank you.
We really appreciate
Thank you so much.
it. Hope you stay safe in the next couple months and stay busy.
Thank you. And then when this is all done and we can finally all be in person again, I will be in Toronto ASAP.
Perfect. We'd love that. Thank you so much for tuning into my interview with Tyler Oakley. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Be sure to follow us on social media at ShareIgnite and on our website, ignitestudentlife.com, for all things student life at Humber and Guelph Humber. I hope to see you guys at the next Real Talks.